What is 3 advice you could give to the modern day bodybuilder to monetize their career? Can you give us, because you are known for giving a lot of critique, and sometimes the bodybuilders, they really look up to you, Shawn Ray, and sometimes when you give your critique, they can get a little bit insulted because they look so much up to you, you know?
Yeah,
so can you give us 3 advices to become you in 20 years?
Well, not everybody wants to be like me. I tell you, I think when you tell the truth, you don't have to remember a lie, right? So I've always been one of those guys that be honest with me. Who doesn't want people to be honest with them? This is a sport of fragile egos and a sport of criticism. And if you come to me and you ask me, how do I look? Or how do you think I did? Or what do you think of this? It's easier for me to be truthful, because when you run into me later on, I don't have to remember the lie that I told you to make you feel good about yourself. I can only improve if you tell me the truth.
Yep.
I'm not trying to be honest. This is just what I do in terms of analyzing the sport of bodybuilding.
It's easier.
I think, and I'm not cognizant of the fact that some of these guys have grown up on my career, watching me on YouTube or studying me in the magazines, and they put me in this high esteem, and then they come to me and then they want me to lie to them. I have nothing to gain from telling you something. I have nothing to gain by telling you what you want to hear. I mean, if you ask the question, or if I'm being paid for my opinion, I got to keep it 100, which is why I'm still here doing what I do. I don't consider myself losing friends when they're fans of mine. Those aren't friends; they're fans.
Yeah.
My friends are kids I went to high school with in elementary school. I still live within a 20-mile radius of where I went to elementary, high school, and college. So these are my friends. They know me. Like, I can call one of them if my car breaks down. These bodybuilders that idolize me, if I call them at midnight to come and give me a gallon of gas, I doubt they're going to send me the voicemail. So I think my best play in this industry, and I've always thought this, is just tell the truth.
Yeah.
Tell these athletes what they need to work on so that they have something that they can go back to the gym and they can really work on. Me and Dexter Jackson have a love-hate relationship because for whatever reason, he thinks he should win every contest he's in, just the way that I feel. But he also thinks that I should say that.
Okay.
And listen, Dexter, I gave Dexter my Shawn Ray Lifetime Achievement Award because he was worthy of it. I mean, Dexter, as long as he competes, we all recognize what he's doing. It's not lost, but it doesn't stay in that bubble. It's not 2008, and time waits for no one. So when you go into certain shows, you're not always going to be a carbon copy of what you once were, especially as you start to age. But if you pick the right show, we can see flashes of brilliance. Tampa, Florida. Dexter was phenomenal, but he was standing up against Luke Sandow.
Yeah.
The Mr. Olympia, I said he's going to make the top 6. He's a perennial top 6 guy. He was 7th place last year. I had him in 5th. I had him in 5th place on Friday. He wound up in 4th place on Saturday. There was no one more happier, but I only had him in 4th. I didn't have him any higher. He's one of those guys that he can't handle the criticism from someone like me because I'm one of his colleagues. I'm one of his peers. He came up in the game with me, but I tell you, I think in hindsight, when you look back and we fast forward 10 years and you look back at what's being said about the individuals.
Yeah.
I think they may not appreciate it in the moment, but when they see the truth and they see the honesty, they'll appreciate it then. Even Craig Titus came around and said, Craig's stomach is getting out of control. He's got to hold it in between poses. His glutes are really flat. His back is really thin. He hated me for the longest time until he caught me off season. He said, hey, man, I remember what you were saying about me in the Olympia, and I've been working on these things. I've been doing deep squats. I went back to trying to work on my vacuum when I'm in the gym. Those are constructive criticism. People remember that, and they can go back and work on it. It sounds harsh, especially in the moment of glory when they've worked so hard and their family's watching and their friends and their trainer and their training partner. Jose Raymond's brother, Tito, who I know from a distance, came out of the Mr. Olympia about 2 or 3 years ago as they're watching on muscular development in real time of me giving my play-by-play and was choosing to attack my criticism of me not saying enough, not saying more about Jose. And I'm thinking to myself, you're clinging to my commentary as if it's going to change the outcome of the show.
Yeah.
And you're focusing your anger at me not saying something or saying too much of something when in fact Jose Raymond was like, dude, that's Shawn. That's what he gets paid to do. He's doing his job.